Barcelona started life under Hansi Flick with a perfect bloody start after a win on the opening day over in La Liga. But how did their bitter rivals, Real Madrid, get on? Well, we're going to take a little look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 2, that's right, over in La Liga, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for La Liga is right here under one Rooski. Real Madrid stuttered, of course, to picking up only a point this past weekend as the Kylian Mbappe era started off with a bit of a wobble. But Hansi Flick, back in the bean, bad boy, of course, getting into the mixer with an opening day win to get to Barcelona off to the best possible start. Now, will they maintain that perfect start heading into match number 2? We'll get into all of that in a minute, of course. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash the old subscribe, of course. We're going to take a little look back at my picks first, then take a look at yours in the Super Brew, and then we'll kick on forward to match day number 2. But before all that, now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right then, folks, let's take a little look back at, of course, last weekend's drama over in La Liga by looking at the results and compare them to my own predictions. There was a whopping 6 draws this past weekend over in La Liga, so goodness gracious me. We started with a draw with Bilbao and Getafe, could not be separated with a 1-1 draw in the end. Rayo, Betis and Girona the same with a 1-1 draw the next day. Celta Vigo got our first win with a 2-1 win over Alavés. I got that one close to the mark. Sevilla could only muster a draw against Las Palmas, which was better than I thought. I only thought they could get beaten in the end. Meanwhile, Osasuna Leganes, the only game I thought would be a draw, did end in a draw with a 1-1 draw in the end. Hansi Flick's Barcelona with a 2-1 win at Mestalla, that's right, at Valencia. Got that one pretty much close to the money. Meanwhile, Sociedad lost on opening day to Vallecano. Not the best possible start for them. Mallorca and Madrid, just the 1-1 draw in the end. Good point in the bag for Mallorca. Valladolid also picking up a 1-0 win over Espanyol, and Villarreal and Atlético duked it out to a 2-2 draw on Monday bloody night. That's right. So those are my picks. And of course, we did put them in the mixer here, which of course is the old Super Brew. Now, this is the Super Brew, round 1, match day number 1. And Paul Burden with an impressive 13 alongside Liam VK. Up there with 13 points as well. Costas K, he's okay. He's got 12 points as well. Vinny Hong, and then the chasing pack. How big is this pack? 33 entrants. So good shout out to you guys. Yeah, I know. Don't. Let's not look. Let's not. Hey, what you doing, the producer? Yeah, I know. I'm down here. But it's a marathon, guys, not a sprint. We will be back, of course, for match day number 2 right here, right now. So we ain't gonna let this stew for much longer as we get into, of course, match number 2. If you want to get involved, it is free. Use this link here. It's not the greatest link, but it's a link, and it should work, and it should be in the description. Well, this is the current state of our players over in the La Liga. As you can see, Celta Vigo are top of the table with Vallecano. Barcelona are up there alongside them, and Valladolid. But like I said, it is pretty early days yet. Let's not get too excited about positions in the table. But let's focus on the next coming matches, which are right around the corner. We have another stacked football list on the agenda. We're going to kick it all off with a trip to Celta Vigo. That's right. Celta Vigo are taking on Valencia this coming Friday, August the 23rd. That's right. Now, these two sides are familiar foes. 53 times they have played over the years, stretching back to 1993. There's just been 12 wins for the hosts, 24 wins for Valencia, and 17 draws. In the dugouts, Claudio Gildaldes for Celta Vigo, looking to maintain that top of the table status up against the Valencia side, who did open up with a bit of a bump. That's right. They have, of course, picked up 24 wins. The most recently match between these two sides at the Municipal de Balaídos. It was a 2-2 draw back in May 2024. Celta Vigo have picked up an unbeaten run of 3 matches against Valencia, stretching all the way back to 2023. Valencia opened up with that 2-1 loss to Barcelona. Celta Vigo, the big 2-1 win at home to Alavés. The bookies are siding with 11-10 for your host here. 23-10 is the draw. 23-10 is your away win. It is a tight one to call on the opening on opening weekend again, opening match. So I am going to sit on the fence somewhat. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which I think Celta Vigo will be happy with that, maintaining that unbeaten start against the tricky opposition. That is Valencia. Let's hop on over to Sevilla. That's right. Sevilla taking on Villarreal. That's also on Friday night. Coming out the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, Garcia Pimenta in the dugout for Sevilla up against Villarreal and Marcelino. 54 times they have played since 1997, 27 wins. When I say 27, I mean 25 wins for Sevilla, 13 wins for Villarreal, and there's been 16 draws between the two sides. The most recent match between these two sides at this very own venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in December 2023. Villarreal just the 1 win out of the last 6 against Sevilla. That was the most recent game over in Villarreal back in May 2024. Sevilla opening up with that 2-2 away draw against Las Palmas. Villarreal with the same scoreline with a 2-2 draw against Atlético on their own turf. The bookies go 13-10 for this one. 13-5 is the draw. They got 9-5 is your away win. It's a tight one, but I think I'm going to back the host here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Sevilla, taking it to the house and moving the chains. Let's go to Osasuna into Saturday's games now. That's Osasuna up against Mallorca at the Estadio El Sadar. That's right, Osasuna with Vincenzo Moreno in the dugout up against Mallorca and Jacobo Arasante. Played 44 times since 1996. 15 wins for Osasuna, 12 wins for Mallorca. There's been 17 draws between the two sides. Mallorca coming into this on the back of a 1-1 draw against Real Madrid. What a monstrous result that could be at the end of the season. Osasuna with the same scoreline, with a 1-1 draw against Leganes, of course. It's actually been back-to-back home games for Osasuna. Now, these two sides have played a bunch of games over the years, and the most recent match at this very venue also was a 1-1 draw. So I'm seeing 1-1 draws all over the place. What are the bookies thinking here? 13-10 is your Osasuna, 21-10 is the draw, 9-4 is your away win. I should have really went with a 1-1 draw, but I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Maybe no goals in this one. Osasuna keeping the cards close to the chest. Both sides want to maintain a win, an unbeaten start, I would say, heading into the next round of matches. Let's go, of course, to the Camp Nou. It is Barcelona up against Bilbao. When I say Camp Nou, it's like they're still playing at the makeshift ground here, Estadio Olympic Luis Companys. Barcelona under Mr. Flick started off pretty good form for them at the moment up against Bilbao and ex-Barcelona coach Ernesto Valverde. Now, these two sides have played 80 times since 1993, 50 wins for Barcelona, 14 wins for Bilbao, and there's been 16 draws between the two sides. Of course, Barcelona and Bilbao did actually duke it out to just a 1-0 win last time around. That was over at in Barcelona back in October 2023. However, Bilbao have got back-to-back games unbeaten against them. And just one loss in those last 3 matches. Barcelona opened up with that 2-1 win against Valencia. Bilbao with that draw against Getafe. The bookies, though, are going 13-8 on for Barcelona at home. They should win this one. 3-1 is the draw and 15-4 is the away win. 3-1 is the draw, and I think 3-1 is going to be my score. 3-1 win. Barcelona taking it to the house. And moving along, let's go to Getafe then. Getafe taking on Rayo Vallecano over the Coliseum Alfonso Perez. Getafe managed by Pepe Bordolas up against Vallecano's Íñigo Perez in the dugouts. Now, they have played 27 times since 2003. We got 9 wins for Getafe, 30 wins for Vallecano, and there have been 5 draws between the two sides. Getafe and the Vallecano did actually play back in January 2024 as a 1-0 win for Vallecano. However, 4 of the last 5 between these two sides have ended up as draws. And if you want to spin it a different way, Vallecano unbeaten against Getafe over the last 6 matches. You got to go back to 2019 for Getafe's last win. It was at this very stadium, but Getafe have got to kick on from that 1-1 draw against Bilbao. Vallecano start with a spring in their step following an away day win against Sociedad. They're still on the road here, but the bookies will go with Getafe 27-20 for the victory, 21-10. Yeah, Vallecano 21-10 is also the draw here. I'm backing the host with a 2-1 win, ending Vallecano's perfect start, but keeping Getafe unbeaten heading into the next round of matches. Let's go Espanyol up against Sociedad. Coming at you over the RCD Stadium over in Espanyol. Sociedad, managed by Emmanuel Aguilcil, up against Manuel Gonzalez. They have played 51 times since 1995, 14 wins for the host, 24 wins for the visitors, and 13 draws between the two sides. The most recent match between these two sides at this very venue was a 3-2 win for Sociedad back in February 2023. That was the first away win between these two sides since 2019. Sociedad have actually won 3 on the bounce against them, just one defeat over the last, I think, 8 or 9. Goodness gracious me. Sociedad started with a bit of a bang, of course, losing to Vallecano. Espanyol also losing to Valladolid, which is not the greatest start for either of these two sides. 5-2 is your Espanyol, 11-5 is the draw, 11-10 is your away win here. I'm going to back my boys, I still do. 2-0 win for them on the road, get their first win, move the chains, and away we go. Next, go to Real Madrid. Now, the Bernabeu, of course, will be the venue as they take on Valladolid. That's right. Valladolid started off with a win. Real Madrid started off with a bit of a whimper. That's right. 42 times they have played since 1993. We have 27 wins for Real Madrid. We have 4 wins for Valladolid, and there's been 11 draws between the two sides. Madrid coming into this on the back of that draw, but they have on their record a 7-0 win against Valladolid. I'm not sure when that was, but the most recent match between these two sides was a 6-0 win for Real Madrid. That was back in April 2023. Madrid are, of course, unbeaten against them over the last 6. 5 wins on the bounce, 5 clean sheets on the bounce. They know how to play these guys. However, there are a few, 3 1-0 wins for Madrid, so very narrow wins in amongst some of them heavy hitters. Valladolid, though, got a spring in their step with a 1-0 win against Espanyol. They're on the road this time, but Real Madrid kick off their home campaign at the Bernabeu. Of course. But the bookies, when the bookies see it, they think 8-1 on for Madrid. They, of course, heavily tipped. 13-2 is the draw. 16-1 is your long shot. So I'm not going to go that big, but I'm going to go big. 4-0 win for Real Madrid to take it to the mixer. Let's go Leganes taking on Las Palmas. That's right. Over at the Estadio Municipal de Boratic. Leganes managed by Borja Jimenez up against Las Palmas and Luis Miguel Carrion. They have played 24 times since 1996. Been 7 wins apiece, and there's been 10 draws between the two sides. The most recent match at this very venue was a 0-0 draw back in February 2023. But the home side is unbeaten against the aways. And haven't lost since September 2017. When I say the home side, whoever's been hosting this match, the last time the away side won was back in September 2017 when Leganes were the visitors over at Las Palmas. That's right. Las Palmas opening up with that 2-2 draw. Good 2-2 draw against Sevilla. Leganes also picking up a away day point against Osasuna. The odds here, 27-20 is your Leganes. We have Las Palmas 11-5. 21-10 is the draw. It's a tight one here, of course, but I'm going to back the away side with 2-1 win. Maybe McBurney on the score sheet again, eh? We'll see about that. Let's get into the final two. It's Alavés up against Rayo Betis. These games are taking place on Sunday, August the 25th. They have played 27 times since 1998. We got 8 wins for Alavés, 12 wins for Rayo Betis. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Alavés coming into this on the back of what did we do here? We had a 2-1 loss to Celta Vigo, who topped the table. Rayo Betis with that 1-1 draw against Girona. Now, they have played 27 times. The most recent match at this very venue, which of course is El Estado del Metroza, it was a 1-0 win for Alavés, who have just lost once against Rayo Betis over the last 4. The same can be said for Rayo Betis, though. They've just lost once of the last 6 against Alavés. So they the recent run of the green maybe go in favour of Alavés, who are unbeaten in the last 3. But Rayo Betis have just got 1 defeat over the last 6 against them, so they do like playing them. The bookies, though, on this one, Alavés 7-5 for the victory, 2-1 is your Rayo Betis, and 21-10 is the draw. It's a tight one, but I'm going to back the boys on the road here. 2-1 win, Rayo Betis take it to the house and moving along. And then we set ourselves up with a bit of a banger on Sunday night. It's Atlético Madrid against Girona. That's right, coming at you at the Civitas Metropolitano. Atlético with Diego Simeone still there. Another season in the locker there up against Michel and Girona. They have played 10 times since 2017. 4 wins for Atlético, 1 win for Girona. 5 draws between the two sides. Atlético coming into this, of course, on that back of that 2-2 draw against Villarreal. Girona with a steady away day point against Rayo Betis so far. But just 1 away win between these two sides in the last 6. That's when Atlético beat Girona back in March 2023. The last time they played over in Madrid, it was a 3-1 win for Atlético back in April 2024. The bookies will back Madrid on this one, 5-3 on. They are favoured. 3-1 is the draw. 4-1, the long shots, that's right, which is Girona. And I'd like to see them get the win, but I can't see. I really can't. 3-1 win for me on this one for Atletico Madrid. They're going to take the win, move the chains, and get in amongst it. That's my picks, guys. Get your picks in for match number 2 using the old Super Brew link. It is right here, and it's 100% free. And hopefully we'll see who comes out on top next time around. That's all I've got. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, guys and guys, we are done.